everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to a Saturday video. Now, originally, I had another video planned for Saturday, which means I will probably save that video for tomorrow. But I got an interesting comment from a viewer who I like, for the record. We won't say who it is because, again, when viewers send these kind of comments, emails, whatever, I actually like the discussion aspect of the comments and the letters. I don't believe in publicly shaming. I don't believe in anything. But here's the thing. I've had this viewer who I actually have talked to on the phone. We had a good conversation on the phone. I like this person. I want to stress that because when this person watches the video, I suspect they might take it the wrong way. It's not. The thing, though, is that I have friends that I disagree with. Politically, religiously, we probably have differences on, what kind of movies we like. I know someone who I am very, very good friends with who has actually looked at me and said, I don't think the Lord of the Rings movies are that good. So, disagreements happen. When it comes to YouTube channel, you want to be careful how you handle disagreements. So, he wrote a very long comment that I thought was very well thought out. I definitely appreciate where he's coming from. I totally disagree with it, of course, to a certain extent. And he seemed to really want me to respond. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to respond, but I'm going to respond publicly because this is an interesting one, and I think some interesting points are being made. I think some interesting points that might not 100% be... let's say I don't agree 100% with these points. But hey, let's take a moment to look at the other side of this, because one of the things that I've been accused of and I'm used to this, that I rag on Uber. I rag on Uber all the time. I never give them credit for what they do, which is actually not true. It actually is not true. I don't give Uber credit much. I admit it, but I've probably given Uber credit about 100 or so times. That's not saying a lot considering we're closing in on 2,000 videos at this point, but I have given them credit here and there. And, well, I have not given them much credit at all during this pandemic. And in fact, when I say not much credit, I give zero credit to Uber. I don't think that they are helping you at all. I don't think they're doing anything good for you. And this person has first sent me a private email that highlighted all the ways they believed that Uber was helping them. And hey, maybe you can at least acknowledge that things are getting better. And hey, look, I love this person. I think he's a good guy. I think his heart is in the right place. I'm totally going to disagree with him. And because I don't want there to be any bad feelings, and I just want this to be about the argument at hand, when we discuss this, and when I respond to this, this is the reason why the face is blocked and the name is not seen, because, this is about the argument itself. So, he wrote this really, really long email. Really long email and comment, and it starts out by saying, common sense response. I guess I'm going to have to start posting these to all your posts, Kevin. No need to do that. We'll discuss this right now. First, you went off about Uber asking people to sign that they understand that they are independent contractors when they didn't owe them anything and still don't. What does the payout offer say? If you are diagnosed with the C virus, then you will get 2 weeks' pay as a gift if you sign said form. Now, let me pause for a second. Here's the thing. I maintain that while you are in a strict sense legally classified as an independent contractor in most states, in spirit, you are not an independent contractor status. It's like, let me explain it in a way that people can understand. And I love using Disney. When Robin Williams signed on to do the genie for the Aladdin, one of the things his terms was that this would not be credited as a Robin Williams movie, and that his character would take up no more than 25% of the advertising. Like, that was what was in his contract. Well, Disney was doing test screenings of Aladdin and found the genie, surprise, surprise, was the most popular character. And so Well, when they came time to make a poster for it, they released this poster. Now then, Williams was furious because in his eyes, this totally violated the agreement. And he called Disney and said, hey, what's going on, Disney? What happened to our agreement? And Disney said, well, Robin, we aren't advertising this as a Robin Williams movie. And the genie is only taking up 25% of the ad. Now, here's the thing. Disney's technically keeping their word, but they're not keeping the spirit of the deal, because the genie's mug is the biggest thing on it. So the Robin Williams character does in fact look like the main character. So when Uber says, hey, you're an independent contractor, legally they're doing just enough to make it true, but spiritually they are totally violating the independent contractor status by dictating how much you get paid. They dictate how many hours you can work now with like the 8-hour limit, which is one of the few things I think is good actually. And they just, there's so little you control about how you drive that it violates the spirit of it. And then of course in California, AB5 decided that they aren't independent, they're employees, and we're gonna have a story about that tomorrow. But anyway, now then, as for this second part, but what does this payout offer say? If you are diagnosed, then you will get 2 weeks pay as a gift if you sign said form. Well then, here's the thing. The reason I went off on that is for this reason. Because what is a gift? A gift is something that is given freely without strings attached. Uber's 2 weeks pay is not free. It comes with strings. It comes with the strings that says you are going to sign this, and you are going to allow us to use this statement that you are going to make this claim when it comes time, and then you will get your gift. They are not giving it away from free. It's kind of like that scene in It's a Wonderful Life when the banks are closed and people are desperate for money, and Mr. Potter is offering to buy shares of the bank and properties for 20 cents on the dollar, whatever it was. And as George Bailey rightfully points out, Mr. Potter isn't selling, Mr. Potter is buying. You are in a desperate situation right now, and thus you are willing to sell your property, your stocks at a super low price, and Mr. Potter is here saying, hey, I will give you something in exchange for this. He's not doing you a favor, he's simply buying the town. That is what Uber is doing. When they are offering you this so-called gift, they are doing it because they want political leverage to defeat AB5. Now, whether you agree with AB5 or not, that's besides the point. The reason I'm railing against this and why everyone should rail against this is because if it is truly a gift, Uber would just give it to you. And hey, considering what video this comment was put on, which was the fact that Uber is deactivating drivers and not giving them the sick pay, even when they have the proper paperwork, I guess Uber's not even willingly giving up that gift. So anyway, let's continue with this comment. As for this, why are you not talking about the fact that with the CARE Act signed by Donald Trump into law, gig workers are now eligible for unemployment benefits from their state, plus $600 from the federal government. The $600 is good through the end of July, on top of the state's benefits. Why are you not talking about that? Because you can't rail on Uber. Well, actually, two things. First of all, I have talked about this. It's mainly been in live streams, in all fairness, but you're right, I haven't done like a separate video. But can I rail against Uber on that? Oh, yes, I can. And in fact, I have. Let me tell you what. Here's the thing. This is why Uber is being scummy in this situation, okay? Because what has Uber actually done for the drivers at this point? Uber CEO has not docked his pay. Disney CEO docked the pay. AMC CEO docked the pay. American Airlines CEO docked the pay. I believe Logan Green of Lyft, I believe he's docked his pay. Uber CEO has not docked his pay. Now, they don't have to, in all fairness, if they're still going to take care of the drivers, but I'm just starting off with that. But here's the thing. Uber and Airbnb wrote a letter to to Donald Trump asking for stimulus money to help with the drivers, because a lot of the drivers are going to be unemployed or very close to unemployed because there's no one to drive around. But here's the thing, and I have explained this in my live streams. That is not free money. In fact, the thing is, that stimulus check, that's your money. That's your money. Like, Uber didn't bail you out. Uber got bailed out because Uber has not paid into the unemployment system. They have not paid into any of these benefits. They did not pay into the stimulus package. But you know who did? You paid out. You paid out. We paid into it. So when you say, hey, Uber fought for us to get unemployment benefits, of course they're going to fight for you to get unemployment benefits. They're fighting for you to get unemployment because they now don't have to take care of you. But they can claim, hey, look what we did for you. But they didn't do anything for you. So yes, I can totally rail on Uber for that. And I have. And I will continue to rail on them for that. Because, yeah, Uber has not done anything. They've donated like $1 million to some charity or something. But they're not helping the drivers at all. Let's continue. Also, as an Uber driver, if you drive full-time hours like I do, and I do, yeah, I do. And by the way, on a positive note, you are the best at doing this, the best. You also qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program if you simply take your last 12 months' income, which I have done, and filled out a 2-page form and contact a SBA Small Business Associated Affiliate bank. Now, this is actually a fair point. In fact, I might have to make a video about this altogether because I'm actually fully aware of this, and this is true. If you do drive full-time hours, you can qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program, and that covers like all small businesses, which, hey, if you're an independent contractor, you technically have your own business if you have like an EIN number. So he is right about this, and I probably should have mentioned that a lot sooner. So I'm gonna give him that one. As you know, my income is now gone from Uber because I cannot afford to drive, as I have an immune-suppressed autistic child that lives with me. Well, I appreciate that you're not driving even if you didn't have that child. Unlike this driver complaining and whining about Uber, he obviously hasn't looked at his options, as there are tons of them. Well, here's the thing. Without even, he mentions his mortgage, the Federal Housing Authority. That's actually kind of besides the point, if you will. The reason that's besides the point is because here's the thing. That gift that Uber gave us that you claimed is a gift, which really isn't a gift. The point of the video that you left this on, and of yesterday's video, I should say, is that he was promised something from Uber, and now Uber's not giving it to him. That was the point of the video. Are there other options out there? Of course there's other options out there. But here's the thing. It's kind of like when you are getting on a plane or you're dealing with like a particularly bad hospital and the experience is really bad, and you get online and you gripe and you complain. Of course there are other options out there. Of course they're going to look for other options, but the bottom line is something should be working out in your favor, or at least you believe it should be working out in your favor, and it's not, and you got to complain. That's why he's complaining. And by the way, Uber said they would give this to him, and it's apparently a gift, and they are being sticklers about it. That is what the video was about. Of course there's other options out there. That's not the point. So let's see here. All my employees are working with me, and I'm going after these loans, grants from the Florida government, along with unemployment offering for the weeks I've not been able to work, and the money from the PPP isn't in yet. Well, again, I'm glad that you're going after all of that. This is not a financial advice channel, though, just to let you know. This is a gig economy, technology, app, news, commentary channel, and now frequent Amazon critic. I do not know how to give you people financial advice. They have to look this stuff up on their own, but at least it's being brought to their attention. There are other options. So there are options for people. Yes, I agree. Rather than railing on Uber, why aren't you pushing these programs, Kevin? Well, I actually just answered that because I am not giving out financial advice, and I do not feel I am qualified to give out financial advice. I emailed you personally when this all came out, plus after you continue to rail on Uber's on Uber. Uber CEO wrote a letter to Congress and asked that the gig workers and drivers be included in the CARE Act, which we were. Yeah, but again, he did that because he didn't want to take care of you. He did that so that you would bail yourself out, not him. That was why I railed against him for writing to Congress. And that is, I will never consider that to be an altruistic move for the drivers. Not a peep from you here on that. Actually, no, I've been very vocal about that. I mean, it's mostly been on live chat streams, but you know. All this talk about how Uber doesn't care about its drivers, but the CEO lobbies Congress to include in its package, and they do, and nothing from the haters. That's what said. Okay, well then here's my official response. That was not for you. That was not for me. That was not for anyone. That was for Uber. Because again, Uber does not pay into the unemployment, but you do. That's your money you bailed your own self out with. Uber hasn't helped you at all. Let's continue. Anyway, after reading this far, here's a link to the SBA website where all the programs I mentioned are available, and obviously that will be on display for this video. Just read and try to understand them. Look, on YouTube there are as many employment lawyers talking about these programs, which is where I got a lot of my information. And yeah, in fact, you know what? Maybe we will do a video where I will point people to those lawyers. In fact, we might even tack it on at the end of the video, and what you need to do, etc. Bottom line, you can still sit here and complain and moan with Kevin, or you can actually do something constructive and realize that thanks to the CEO of Uber and the awesomeness of our duly elected President Trump, that we have options. Well, I will certainly thank Donald Trump for including the gig workers and the Republicans and the Democrats who worked on the stimulus bill, but Uber CEO got a get out of jail free card. I'm sorry. This entire mess isn't our fault. No, it's not. We didn't do anything that caused us. No, you did not. We are affected and we have options. If you want more email, you can email me at this email address, which I'm going to include because here's the thing. He is officially offering people advice, well, not advice, but how to, get these things on the ground. And since he seems to know a little bit more about this than I do, or at least he can articulate it better, I encourage you to email him, not to harass him, not to complain to him, but to say, hey, I am interested in some of these programs. Can you help me out? If he wants to help you out with that, that's totally noble of him. So thank you for doing that. And of course, here is the website for SBA and your options. Do yourself a favor and take advantage of them. And yeah, you know what? I'm not going to criticize anyone for taking advantage of these. You should take advantage of those options. But here's the thing. Uber is not your friend in this. Uber lobbied for the stimulus so that they didn't have to pay you anything. Because here's the question. What if they did not get included in the stimulus? Uber has, according to Dara Khosrowshahi, $10 billion in the bank. Do you think he's going to take just a little bit of that money and take care of the drivers at all? I have not seen him even come close to doing that. I don't think he's going to. Meanwhile, Disney's former CEO has forfeited a $50 million paycheck as the CEO did a 50% cut and all the higher-ups took a 25% cut. The Cinemark and AMC CEOs, they've waived their salaries. The American Airlines CEO, he's waived their salaries, and even the Logan Green has waived some of his salary. Now, again, you don't have to waive your salary. I'm not saying you have to do that to help your employees, which they're not. They're an independent contractor. So Dara doesn't have to do that to help his drivers. However, Dara has to do something, whether it's dip into the $10 billion cash reserve they have and pay the drivers to sick pay out of their own pocket without restrictions. You do not give anything up to get these, I'm hiccuping, these benefits. A gift should be that. It's a gift, no strings attached. This gift has strings attached. You say, hey, they fought for us for the stimulus package. No, because Uber does not pay into the stimulus package, and we're the ones who are going to have to pay that back. You're going to have to pay that back. They got a bailout. They got a bailout for treating you like scum. Now look, again, I love this person. He's watching this, and I know you're watching this. Please don't take this personally. I like you. You are by far the hardest working Uber driver I know, and you are the most successful by a long shot. Even more than what's his name now? American Gigolo. It's an interesting name. I kind of like that name, actually. You are way better than him. Way better than him. Like, you mastered the art of the hustle. But I strongly disagree with this comment. I see your passion. I respect your passion. I can even understand why you would have it, because some people are, you know, especially when it comes to me, they don't like it that I rag on Uber all the time. But here's the thing. They make it so easy. Because they do everything. They're a fox. This company is a fox. Whenever they do something good, you always have to look what's going on behind the back. And so that's what happened. Uber is using people's desperation to get them to agree to terms that they might not be willing to agree to. And then on top of that, they fought for a stimulus package that they knew very well wouldn't cost them a penny, and that the drivers themselves would be paying back. So, no, Uber did not help you out with the stimulus package, in my opinion. But, you know, hey, maybe you disagree, and, you know, certainly you can continue to disagree if you want. I like to know what everyone else thinks. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.